What's up, USPBL fans, and welcome back to our interview series, Tossing It Around the League, as we're getting you guys ready for our opening day on May 19th. Once again, my name is Carol Wolfbauer, and today we have a very special person here for you today. It's a new player. We have Christian Kuzemka. Christian, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Glad to be on with you guys.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you. So first, just tell me a little bit about what got you to come to Jimmy John's Field.
You know what? I've been after last year, I was playing overseas this winter and someone I played with, Josh Hines, he coaches for the Beavers now and he asked me if I wanted to come along and I've heard good things about the league, so I was pretty excited about it, and that's just kind of how it happened about 2 months ago. So I've been excited ever since to come out there in May.
Perfect. We're excited to have you. So tell me a little bit too, just about your baseball career leading up to USPBL so far. You can go back as far as you want. You can tell me about Little League if you want to. Just tell me what got you to where you are today.
Well, I mean, I've played since I was about three, T-ball. I grew up in the Chicago area, went to high school there. I went to junior college, in Chicago, and then I ended up at a Division II school. Actually, I'm in their clubhouse right now, Nova Southeastern in Fort Lauderdale. And so I spent 3 years there, graduated from there, at the time of my life. Then I had I spent a grad year at Chicago State University. They cut the program there. So I finished my last year at Augustana in South Dakota, which is another powerhouse D2 program. So finished there, then played in the Frontier League. And then I played in Australia this winter, and now I'm here.
So tell me a little about playing in Australia.
It's a little different there because baseball is not as popular as it is in America. So a lot of the fans aren't as in tune with like the more in-depth rules, but they're actually very passionate about the fans who do like baseball there are very passionate about it. And I had great teammates there, good coaches, and I stayed with a host family. I was in Canberra near the capital, and I actually had a really good time. Great people there.
So what are you doing right now when you're off time to help you prepare for USPBL?
So I'm working out every day right now. I'm from the Chicago area. I'm training in Fort Lauderdale, so close to Miami, and I'm just hitting every day, throwing, lifting. Pretty rigorous schedule to try to as we get closer to spring training here. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the best shape possible.
And I know you mentioned, I think you said in Australia, you stay with the host family,
Yep.
correct? All right. I don't know if you guys have discussed it or anything yet. But when you plan to come to USPBL, when you come to Utica, Michigan, do you know if you're planning on staying with a host family, staying in an apartment? Do you have any plans on how you plan to adjust to our area?
I believe I'm staying with a host family. I just submitted the paperwork for that, which I'm used to because I played in the Northwoods. I played in a lot of places where they have host families, so I'm pretty used to it by now, and I usually enjoy it. So
Tell me what it's like staying with a host family. We usually get really good feedback about host families. It becomes like a home away from home, especially if they have kids, the guys end up getting really close with them. So just tell me about any good experiences you've had or how excited you are to start with the host family again.
yeah, the host families usually they're pretty big baseball fans if they're willing to host a baseball player. So they're usually really interested in your lives, and they usually the ones I've experienced, especially in Australia, did a lot for me. Like invited me to dinner a lot, stuff like that. We're really invested in my baseball career, so I've enjoyed it so far. Like being with a host family, I've never had a bad experience.
Usually we've had all guys who have played here before so far. So I always ask them like what their favorite memory was here usually or what they enjoyed about Jimmy John's Field. So you haven't been with us yet, but is there anything that maybe you've heard about or anything you're really looking forward to with us when you get here and you
Actually, two of my good friends played in the league a few years ago, and told me the fans were really good, and there's usually a lot of fans compared to a lot of indie leagues. So I'm looking forward to that. Just a good baseball atmosphere. Because that always makes you play better, and it's more fun for the players when there's passionate fans there.
I know you'd mentioned that you played in the Frontier League before this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you have any special moments there, any special moments with fans that maybe you could talk about or special moments you're hoping to have with fans when you come into Jimmy John's Field again? Because we have kids running up to you guys all the
Yeah.
time when you're here asking for autographs. We have kids who just get to really know you guys.
Yeah, so I was in Schaumburg, which is actually about 20 minutes from where I grew up. So that was cool for me because people I know got to watch me play. I got to play at home, and they actually, I believe they lead the Frontier League in attendance. So a lot of fans there too, and a lot of autographing was fun. Just seeing people I know in the stands was I went to college really far from home in Miami and then South Dakota, so I never really got that during my baseball career. And a favorite memory, like my first pro hit, obviously I'll remember. Um, but I'll just remember mostly like being in the clubhouse before and after games. That's the stuff that the relationships you make is kind of what you remember. You don't really remember every game or every at bat or every pitch, but the people you meet along the way is kind of what makes it special.
So tell me too about that transition from college ball to professional baseball.
Yeah, that it's an interesting one because obviously the wood bat compared to metal bat for a hitter is really, or for a pitcher too, but it's really big. I think the everyday grind of playing every day is compared to 3 or 4 times a week. Um, the bus ride, the travel, but really the pitching as you get to professional baseball, people are throwing harder, they're breaking stuffs harder, and when you have that mix, it makes it tougher to hit. So you have to get used to being a little shorter with your swing. You can't get away with what you could in college, especially with a metal bat. So making those adjustments and just getting ready to play every day is a little more difficult.
So what is your biggest thing you're looking to improve upon when you get to USPBL?
Um, I would like to hit for more power and develop my power. I mean, I have a lot of raw power because I'm a pretty big person, but just kind of delving into that. If I want to get to the next level, that's what I have to really focus on. So that's my focus now in training here in Florida, and then when I get to spring training, hopefully I start to see that more and can get off to a good start.
So at Jimmy John's, we have JJ, our bad dog. Have you heard about JJ?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I,
Yes.
yeah.
He's a big part of our experience too. Are you excited for the other little things like that? We have theme days, Friday night fireworks. JJ's always at every game. He gives flowers to fans. So just soaking in that experience as well. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I think that makes it more fun, especially professional baseball could be a lot of pressure on players. So having those kind of outlets to realize kind of that it is just kind of just a game and it's supposed to be fun. I think that makes it funner for the player and of course the fans too.
I think it can be difficult sometimes making the adjustment to professional baseball because it, like you said, it becomes a bigger game in your mind when really it's the same game you guys have been playing since you were kids. So do you
Yeah.
have like a mechanism or anything that helps you stay grounded and remind you that it's just a game? It's a game you've played and you've known how to play since you're about 3 years old.
Yeah, actually I learned it when I was down here and I kind of use it today. So there's a sports psychologist, his name's Rob Seifer. He works with the White Sox and he works for Nova Southeastern. And every time I kind of feel like it's getting too big, I'll just like touch something on my body like 3 times, and that kind of keeps me ground. I kind of remember it like it gets me back to breathing, staying grounded, staying focused, and staying in the moment. And when I do that, nothing else really matters. Like I'm not focused on the future or the past, it's just right now. So that's kind of my mechanism I've used for the last few years, and it's worked well.
Have you connected with any of the guys yet at USPBL? Any other players or anyone that's been with us in the past? I know you said your coach, you got into contact with the coach, but any players or anyone else?
Yeah, one of my friends, his name's Alex Steinbach. I'm not sure what team he's playing for actually, but he's going up there. I trained with him when I'm home in the Chicago area. He's been one of my friends for the last about 4 years, and we trained together a lot. So I'm looking forward to obviously training with him up there, and then honestly, I'm looking forward to meeting new people too. That's the good thing about baseball; it takes you a lot of places, and you get to meet a lot of people. So that should be fun. I'm sure when I get up there, I'll recognize some people who I played with or played against. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
All right, my last question for you is like we talked about, we have a very big fans first experience. And a lot of these kids were just like how you were one day watching professional baseball players and they want to be like you guys. So do you have any advice for those kids who come to watch the games about growing up with the game or sticking with it?
Well, I think what I remember as a kid is really watching. I was a White Sox fan and Cardinals fan growing up, and so like going to those games, just watching what these guys do on an everyday basis, because then you start to bring that into your game, even like when you're 10, 12. It's like watching what they do. If someone's a professional at something, they're probably good at it. So you can't really go wrong copying them or mimicking them. Um, but obviously as long as you got to keep the game fun even as you grow up. Like that's what I think as you get older, you forget that's kind of a kid's game. So as if you can keep the game fun as long as you can, I think that's kind of what helps you become successful as you move into college, pro ball, and hopefully the major leagues.
Well, thank you for meeting with us today. We really look forward to seeing you on opening day and getting ready for some USPBL baseball again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you once again, USPBL fans, for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for more interviews as we head towards May 19th. We still have 2 more months left. This is our first new player of the series so far. This is Christian Kuzemka. Thank you, Christian, and we really look forward to seeing you guys soon.